Hello duelists, Rustmarrow here. It's kind of old news already, but today I want to discuss a brand new, or rather a very old archetype that will be receiving support in the next booster, Soul Fusion. Do you guys remember this card? The original Thunder Dragon was released in the OCG 18 years ago. I'm sure those of you who've been following Yu-Gi-Oh since the beginning would have seen or even used this card in the past. Now, how about this card? This, my fellow duelists, is the brand new Bolt Thunder Dragon. For those of you who haven't heard, Thunder Dragon is going to be retrained in Soul Fusion with a complete archetype of its own, and it just looks amazing. I am so hyped for this because Thunder Dragon was one of the most memorable cards from my childhood. Now, let's talk about the archetype itself. In a nutshell, I believe the new Thunder Dragon deck can be described as a field control deck that utilizes both the graveyard and banished cards as resources. Here are the 4 setup cards: Origin Thunder Dragon, Bolt Thunder Dragon, Avian Thunder Dragon, and Bestial Thunder Dragon. They all have 2 effects. Firstly, a discard from hand effect, and secondly, an effect that triggers when they are banished or sent from the field to the grave. Their effects generally involve gaining resources such as searching or special summons from the grave or banished area. For example, you can discard Avian Thunder Dragon to special summon one Thunder Dragon monster from your graveyard or from among your banished monsters except Avian Thunder Dragon. So you see, even after discarding them to activate their first effects or banishing them to activate their second effects, the deck is designed such that you can still access them as resources. However, do take note that all 4 of these monsters share the same restriction. You can only activate either this card name's first or second effect per turn, and only once that turn. This prevents you from abusing the same Thunder Dragon over and over again, while also preventing you from discarding and immediately banishing them to get both their effects in a single turn. So generally, your strategy will involve making use of the effects of these 4 grunt monsters in order to accumulate the resources to summon your bosses, which will be doing the actual work. The main deck boss is Avian Thunder Dragon. You special summon it from the hand by banishing 1 light and 1 dark monster from the grave, so you can see how this fits perfectly into the effect cycle of the grunts. It's essentially a beater and a functional supporter. Its first effect makes it effectively a 3.1k beater on your turn as long as you keep utilizing the first effects of the 4 grunt monsters. Remember that the original Thunder Dragon's effect activates in the hand as well as a discard, so it too has synergy with these new cards. Its second effect is essentially a free plus, considering that you'll get to trigger the second effect of one of the grunts. And on top of that, you can manipulate your draws to further develop your strategy. So you see how everything in this deck just meshes together, from the hand, to the grave, to the banished area, and back to the deck. So Aeon's a really cool card, but it wouldn't be Thunder Dragon without Fusion, would it? Here are the fusion bosses of the new Thunder Dragon archetype: Super Bolt Thunder Dragon and Lord Thunder Dragon. Although technically it would be more accurate to say Lord Thunder is the boss and Super Bolt is his secretary. That's because while Lord Thunder can wreck your opponent's field with card destruction, Super Bolt hijacks the enemy's supply chain by preventing searches. In addition, both these monsters have defensive effects that protect them from removal while giving you further advantage, so they'll definitely help you maintain your control over the field. At this point, I just want to point out something about Super Bolt. Super Bolt must either be fusion summoned or special summoned by tributing 1 non-fusion Thunder effect monster during a turn that a Thunder monster's effect was activated in the hand. Basically, this means that unless you have a really terrible hand, Super Bolt is going to be incredibly easy to summon. Like, pretty much as easy to summon as a Link 1 monster, and considering its 2600 attack and search blocking effect, it's going to be a very powerful card to own early game. It effectively covers this deck's potential weakness of having a very vulnerable early game due to the 4 grunt monsters having unimpressive stats, and being quite inconvenient to summon due to the fact that 3 of them are above level 4. Looking at the effects of these 3 bosses, you can really see how the key strategy of this deck is designed to revolve around eroding your opponent's resources while maintaining your own. In terms of spells and traps, we will be getting a fusion magic exclusive for Thunder Fusion monsters, allowing you to use materials from the field, grave, or banished area, which will definitely come in handy when summoning Lord Thunder. So what support cards would be useful to put in this deck? As a Thunder type, Ascendant of Thunder would be a good fit as a beater, especially considering his ease of summoning. Lightray Grapher has reliable stats and his effect is a natural fit for accelerating the deck. Gold Sarcophagus is another potential accelerator as well. This was just a short summary to give you a gist of this brand new yet very old archetype. If you're interested in the archetype and the exact effects of the cards, do check out YG Organization or the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia. Hope you all enjoyed this video and see you guys in the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Video.
Let's access the spinning, swirling data storm, and with the wind our hearts are made to the speed and stream.